Hey, what's up everyone? Paul from Grindhouse Funhouse. And in this video, I'm going to share with you my top 10 picks for the 24th edition of the Fantasia Film Festival, happening all online this year from August 20th to September 2nd. Obviously, when 2020 went to the crapper back in March, all thanks to this wonderful virus, everything got canceled and we basically had nothing to look forward to until the people behind Fantasia said, hold on a minute, we're not quitting that easy, and decided to put the whole thing online, and then other film festivals followed suit, and here we are. So I'm very grateful that they went ahead with it because it gave me something to look forward to, and going Fantasia-less for a year would have been downright miserable, so thanks. At the end of this video, I'm going to explain how it all go down, but first up, here's my top 10 picks in no particular order and solely based on the trailers I've watched and the synopsis I've read, and I'll mention also all the cool special events that everyone around the world will be able to watch for free. That's pretty exciting, so here we go. This is the debut film from South African director Ryan Kruger. Fried Barry is about a no-good-for-nothing waste of space, fried on heroin most of the time, that gets abducted by aliens who takes over his brain and through him go on a joyride through Cape Town, just getting high, getting laid, getting kidnapped, and just experiencing the human existence through Barry. It's based on an experimental short film Ryan Kruger had made, plus all the metal music videos he directed back in the day before getting into the movie game gave Fried Barry its kinetic, crazy look. I'm getting an under-the-skin, greasy strangler vibe from the trailer, so that's a pretty good combo I'm down with. Fried Barry will be available as a VOD title. This premiered at Sundance earlier this year from writer-director Adam Romer comes Dinner in America, a coming-of-age dark comedy about Patty, a socially awkward girl who gets bullied often, works at a job she hates, and has a really shitty home life. In comes Simon, a punk rocker on the lam that fucks up her world as they go on a journey through the suburbs of the American Midwest. I read a review calling it a punk rock Todd Solondz that mashes up Badlands and The Guest. If that's really the movie I'm getting here, then hell yes. Apparently the chemistry between Patty, played by Emily Skeggs, and Simon, played by Kyle Gallner, is off the charts. Dinner in America will be a live screening happening Friday, August 21st at 7 p.m. There's always a few documentaries I try to catch each year at Fantasia, and this edition is no different. First one being Clapboard Jungle, Surviving the Independent Film Business. That's all about the trials and tribulation of making an indie movie. It was a 5-year journey that director Justin McConnell documented about his own ups and downs in the industry trying to make his own movie. As Guillermo del Toro points out at the beginning of the documentary,
making movies is beautiful. Raising the money, selling them is horrible.
We get a whole lot more talking heads like George A. Romero, Larry Cohen, Michael Biehn, Barbara Crampton, John McNaughton, Richard Stanley, and so many more. It's available as a VOD title. Last year we got a killer water park slide movie. This year it's Killer Jeans. That's right. This year's Aqua Slash is titled Slaxx. It seems us Canadians are experts in these kind of cheesy tongue-in-cheek horror flicks. This one is directed by Elsa Kephart, and it's about a new jean line called Super Shapers that are thermally activated denim that adapts to any body size. They also have jaws for some reason. They can also leap, bite, and choke, and those evil Slaxx begins to kill the staff of a trendy clothing store, and it's up to Libby, an idealistic young sales clerk, to stop the bloody madness. Next year, be prepared for a killer walker, out to stomp and maim whoever looks at it funny. I'm calling it. The live screening for Slaxx happens on Sunday, August 23rd at 7 p.m. Undergods is another directorial debut, this time from Chino Moya. It's a post-apocalyptic sci-fi anthology which takes us through a journey in Europe on the decline. It's a collection of darkly humorous fantasy tales about ill-fated characters and doomed fortune. Stories have connected threads to one another, and we see that they've all happened before the complete degradation of their world. This is another director that came from the music video world, his most well-known music video being St. Vincent's Digital Witness. He definitely has a great eye for visuals, so can't wait to see how it will be applied to Undergods. And I keep wanting to say underdogs, but it is in fact Undergods. The live screening for Undergods happens on Sunday, August 30th at 7 p.m. and Wednesday, September 2nd at 5 p.m. Surviving Skills from director Quinn Armstrong, who's another first-timer at Fantasia. This plays out as a lost police training video from 1988, which tells the story of Jim, a rookie cop who gets over his head when he tries to resolve a domestic violence case outside the law. We see him go through his first 911 call. We see him how he interacts with his fellow officers. We see how slowly his sunny disposition and his willingness to go that extra mile fades away after all the horrors he witnesses on the job. This too started as a short film that got blown up to a feature length. It's also inspired by 80s VHS law enforcement training videos like Surviving Edge Weapons, Satanic Ritual Abuse, and Reality Check. But for me, the big selling point in Surviving Skill is Stacy Keach playing the narrator. Love some Keach. It's available as a VOD title. Ever wanted to get back at an online troll that made your life miserable on social media, but in an extreme way by hunting them down and killing them? That's what The Columnist offers you, a dark comedy from the Netherlands. Kaja Herbert plays a newspaper columnist and a book author who has major writer's block, suddenly flooded with anonymous nasty messages and death threats on her social media pages. Who and why would they write such nasty things to her? These cyber bullies protected behind their computer screens saying any nasty things they want until she figures out who they are and exact murderous revenge on them. In this day and age we live in, it's a wonder more movies like this are not being made. Definitely one I cannot wait to catch, and which will be available as a VOD title. A man walks into a bar during a raging snowstorm just when Paul, the bartender, played by Peter Outerbridge, is closing up. The man in question is named Steve, played by R.J. Mitty, who played Walter White Jr. on Breaking Bad. They have a shared history and tension is high until Steve tells him he has a hell of a story to tell about another bar, the Oak Room, on another snowy night, and another bartender visited after hours, this time by a stranger. There's a story within that story as well, and as each mini narrative is unfolding, it brings Paul and Steve closer to a truth that will have severe and permanent consequences. This is a Canadian-made neo-noir thriller by Cody Callahan. His debut 2003 Antisocial played at Fantasia. The Oak Room is based on a play. We get Canadian veteran actors like Peter Outerbridge and Nicholas Campbell showing us why they've been in the movie game for so long. The thriller is giving us great atmosphere. Always love a good snowy movie. And it seemed like it's all about the power of storytelling. Nothing too flashy, just a good twisty story that's all you need. The live screenings, because there's two, for the Oak Room goes down Monday, August 24th at 9:45 p.m. and on Monday, August 31st at 11:30 p.m. The other documentary I want to catch at Fantasia this year is Hail to the Deadites from local Québécois director Steve Villeneuve. It's about the Evil Dead series and its fandom. It explores the classic horror franchise, the trilogy, the TV series, and their hardcore fan who keeps the Evil Dead flame alive to this day. This is about 5 years of attending horror conventions and hundreds of encounters with fans and the people who works on the film that ended up being Hail to the Deadites. They even got an interview with the Chin, the man himself, Bruce Campbell, not to be missed, and it will be available as a VOD title. Not another zombie movie, you say? Why yes, yes it is. Sold as an orgy of blood with the tagline facelifts, boob jobs, and zombies. It's a gory horror comedy from Belgian director Lars Damoiseau. It's about this girl named Allison who goes to a clinic where she'll get a breast reduction operation. Such a shame. She's joined by her mom, who's also getting something done, and her boyfriend, who we're told does not like the sight of blood. As the boyfriend walks around the clinic, he comes across a young woman gagged and strapped to an operating table who just got an experimental rejuvenation treatment. He frees her, but by doing so caused the outbreak of a virus that will change doctors, patients, and his mother-in-law into bloodthirsty zombies. Wackiness ensues. Some of my favorite zombie movies I saw in the last few years were screened at Fantasia, like Dead Snow, Train to Busan. Could Yummy make this a hat trick? Can't wait to find out. Yummy will be available as a VOD title. When it comes to special events this year, Fantasia has set up some pretty cool things that everyone will be able to see online, which is a pretty rad thing to do. First one being Score Salvations, the art of saving soundtracks. If you know me and you've been on my channel before, you know that I am a huge vinyl soundtrack fan. So I feel like this event was tailor-made for me. They've invited the people behind La La Land Records, one of the premium releasers of vinyl soundtracks, to discuss the agonies and ecstasies of soundtrack preservation work. This is happening Wednesday, August 26th at 5 p.m. Next is Michael Gingold back with a presentation titled The New York State of Horror, which I'll quote the write-up on this event. It will chronicle the history of Manhattan and the surrounding boroughs and genre cinema, addressing many specific titles from expensive studio fare to down and dirty independence, lands on and under its streets, classic and recurring locations, and how the many sides of the city were explored and exploited by filmmakers. Michael has been a long time behind-the-scene collaborator with Fantasia, or in front of it, with his presentation based on his ad nauseum books full of those newspaper movie ads from the 70s and 80s he's done in the last few years, or his most famous gig being managing editor and then editor-in-chief in the glory days of Fangoria magazine. So the man knows his shit. So definitely tune in Saturday, August 29 at 3 p.m. and get your learned on by one of the finest movie scholars out there. And saving the best for last is the Lifetime Achievement Award given this year to the master of horror himself, John Carpenter. He was one of the first major international guests to attend Fantasia for the festival's 3rd edition back in 1998. After receiving the award, stick around for the masterclass he shall give us. Talk about his illustrious movie career from Halloween to The Fog to Escape from New York to The Thing to Starman to They Live and all the horror classic you know and love. I gotta say this, on one hand, I must say it's about damn time the man is honored with this award. Very much deserved. On the other hand, year after year, he's the one I've been waiting on for them to announce as the recipient and to see him in person receiving it. And they chose the one year when that can't be happening. So yeah, damn you COVID. The Cheval Noir Award will be virtually given to him Saturday, August 22nd at 4 p.m. So that's it. That was my top 10 picks for the 24th edition of the Fantasia Film Festival. Hopefully there's something on the list that will strike your fancy and might tempt you to give it a chance. I've posted the Fantasia website links to everything I've talked about in the description below. Tickets will go on sale today, August 10th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Fantasia decided to drop down the ticket price to $8 and they will be sold directly on their streaming platform. So just go to fantasiafestival.com to go buy them. Everything will be geo-blocked to Canadians only, except all the special events where everyone can watch them for free. When you buy a ticket for a VOD title, the movie will last the entire length of the festival. That is until you start watching it. And then that link will last for only 30 hours, which is fair. For the live screenings, that is obviously the only time you can see those films at the festival, so schedule accordingly. Usually at the D.B. Clark Theater is the main theater showing all the big movies, and it holds about 400 seats. For streaming, they've decided to double those seats, so that means about 800 tickets will be available for each movie. There's a PDF of the whole schedule available on their website. I've added the link to that as well in the description below. If you like this, please like, share, and subscribe. I'm on Instagram at Grindhouse Funhouse, where I post on the daily. I'm also on Reddit now, where I'll post news of the day, new Blu-ray releases, fun special events coming up, all that good stuff. So go check that out. In the comment section below, let me know your picks or what movies should I be checking out that I didn't mention in my top 10. I would love to know. Do enjoy this year's virtual edition. Let's hope it's a one-time thing and we'll get back to meowing together in a crowded theater next year. Thank you for watching and I'll say to you, ciao bye for now.